Black people, they like mistake unity for uniformity. We don't all need to be the same. We just need to have a similar goal. Like I don't care.
Kevin Samuels said it specifically. He said women are the only our sisters feel like they can live in this world and strive in this world without having a black man in their life. That's why he said we need therapy. And I don't think nobody has mentioned anything about that yet since we watched that video. That's why I said the child welfare system had a huge impact on our legacies today. A lot of generations before us failed us. So,
do you think that most Black men are open to therapy?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like your average guy just walking down the street in Southside Chicago. You think the average guy is like, yeah, it can be.
I don't think those guys are most Black men, though.
Let's do it.
I don't think those guys are most Black men.
I don't think it's just men. I think it's women too. I think
just Black people in general. Do you think that they're open to therapy?
Men are not the one that's are mainly susceptible to these programs. I think it was an attack on our family, and I think it was a benefit for women specifically. Well, it's not a benefit to me personally. It's a curse. But I think it was an opportunity for women to be able to say, okay, I really don't have to if I don't want to be married or I want to be in a relationship and I want to have kids, I can do so and still have a safety net behind it. So I think the therapy should be targeted towards our women.
So you think only the women in the community should go to therapy and the Black men, they're good?
I didn't say they were good. I'm saying that's where the aim should be at. The women who are raising the children, the women who are raising fatherless children.
Not the fathers though. Not the fathers though that don't feel any kind of way about not being in their children's life.
I think Black women should recognize
just the mothers.
I think Black women should recognize that there's a poison, and they should come together, like the two Black sisters that created Black Lives Matter. I honestly thought that's what it was going to be for. Besides just police brutality, I thought it was going to be like, hey, look, Black Lives Matter. Let's figure out how we can push away the welfare system and all this government system programs to figure out how to stick with our men and build a legacy for our future.
It was specifically about police brutality, but Bruiser, you have a platform and all that. You create the organization that you want to be created. What's up, Anton? And
what's going on?
Whenever I hear people talk about Black women are the only women who think they don't need a man, I'd be like, y'all must not know anybody that's not Black. Because what? You can't be serious about thinking that in fact, Black people probably, of all the different races of people that I know, Black women probably say that the least in terms of saying men ain't this and we don't need them, blah, blah, blah. Black women, in my experience, that's of course my anecdotal experience, but I had a very diverse upbringing. And, I would say that non-Black women are the first ones to be like, we don't need them. Like, we don't. But I think it sounds good. Some people to be like, Black women say this. Look at the statistics of, whatever, marriage rates or whatever. But when we're talking about marriage rates, there are many things that go into that. Just because marriage rates are a certain level or whatever doesn't mean that Black women are out here like, I don't want this and we don't need y'all. Do y'all really
I honestly haven't heard that until I came into the YouTube space. I don't hear women saying that. I mean, I hear women saying niggas ain't shit, but they still want niggas.
I got a question.
That doesn't change. They don't act that they still want a man. They just want one that don't act crazy. But I never heard any women around me at any point, whether it was high school, college, grown, ever say like, I don't need a man. I hear I need a man. I hear I want a man. I hear who we going to see tonight? What we going to do tonight? Where are the men? That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing nothing about I don't want no man. So I don't know, maybe like these girls on YouTube are like, I don't know where this is coming from, but that's definitely not what I see. And I've lived in a lot of different cities around the country. I don't know. I don't see it.
And this younger generation of women in general, of, many different races, has a very nonchalant view towards men. And that's for a lot for many different races. I wouldn't say that this is like a Black woman only thing. Go on TikTok right now and look at any person that's not, any woman that's not Black, and look at the types of things that are being said. Go anywhere. Go to, I mean, I just think it's weird that people try to push off this Black women don't want a man type of thing, when who said that? Like, who's doing that? Who's living that life? Maybe the Black woman might not, a specific Black woman might not have a man, or might say, you know what, I'm going to make do without one, or whatever the case may be. But I'm not going to say that Black women are the only women who don't value men. Like,
who's using the term only? I haven't said it.
You said that Black women, when the KS clip played, you said that Black women were the ones who don't value their man. You just agreed.
I said Black women, our Black women, according to statistic. I'm talking to a statistic. I didn't make this up. I'm just telling you what the information is.
Okay, well, what's your statistic that you're talking about?
It's not my statistic. It's a statistic that was.
I know it's not yours, but which one are you referring to?
I'm talking about what happened when the Great Society Act was presented from Lyndon B. Johnson. And that's just the welfare programs. That's not even like student loans and all that other dumb shit.
You know how many non-Black?
I don't know how much money was put into it, but I think some of that money could have went into like businesses and employment opportunities and stuff.
Again, that's not a Black specific thing. Plenty of white people and
it was, but we got to recognize when some of these policies are made that have a different type of side effect on a group of people.
Maybe I'm asking the wrong question. What, Bruiser, is the thing that you think Black women are doing more than some other race of women?
What do I think Black women are doing more?
Yeah, like what's the bad thing that Black women are doing?
I don't draw comparisons between what Black women are doing more than any other races. I just speak directly to my people.
Maybe
no, I said single parenting in our community. He was I think Jonathan or Billy was talking about how can we fix the issue in our community specifically. I wasn't making a comparison. The only comparison I made was the race to being to having some type of wealth in this nation. I think it's only a fraction of wealth left in America, and most of it is tied up behind other races, and we got to fight for that portion. That's the only comparison I was making.
Hold on. Since he likes to talk to statistics shows that two-parent households in the Black community has increased 70% in the last 20 years. So we are like, it's a problem. It's a problem that's getting better because Black people are moving around differently. So I'm not understanding, like, people are doing more. It is an agenda for people to do better in our community. And I just feel like, what type of talk is going to help them and going to support the solution? Is it, all Black women are just, like, is that going to fix, is that kind of energy, is that kind of vibration going to fix the problem?
Me personally, in my opinion, I think safety nets make it easier for our women to walk away from marriages.
Okay, wait. Let's
okay, now we're talking about divorce. Okay.
Let's get Anton in here. I know he saw the word victim,
Anton,
and he was like, I gotta get it.
Who on this panel doesn't have the information necessary to be successful in this country? I'm just curious.
Jonathan, that was the point Jonathan just brought up earlier in terms of.
I don't think it's a matter of information. I think we've had the information for centuries.
I know. So if we have the information, then what's preventing you from doing what you're supposed to do in order to be successful?
It's not about
talking about individual, or we're talking about our whole.
Right, you're talking about individual success.
Wait. Let me help you to understand something. In order to be successful collectively, you have to be individually successful.
Okay.
But so, what worked for you may not work for me.
I'm sorry, Billy.
Okay,
you don't know what you're talking about, but you are capping up here and you are caping for the ladies. I wish you would get some balls like you usually have them and put them back on instead of caping for the women. So I'm not talking to you right now, Bruiser. In your particular situation, if we have the information, then what's preventing us from using it and optimizing it in order for us to be successful?
Nigga, you not God. What works for you don't work for everybody.
Who are you talking to?
Daniel. I'm talking to you.
I mean, I could just remove you right
Why
now.
do you call him Daniel?
Wait. Stop.
You
sure about that, Billy?
We are not.
Billy? You sure about that?
We're not having any volatile language.
Listen. It doesn't matter about the tough talk. Lower your voice, strengthen your argument. Just because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, don't mean that you can address me.
You don't have to curse.
We on a whole nother level. Anyway,
that's number one. Don't disrespect me.
Bruiser, calm down, boy. Get out of here, Bruiser. So I was talking to you.
Why do we have to
specifically, Bruiser? If we have the information, Bruiser, Lil Wayne. If I want you to rap, I will ask you to sing the Black National Anthem. You know what's so funny? I bet you can't sing the Black National Anthem, but you can rap a whole verse of Lil Wayne. I bet you. Keep going.
Keep going. Earth and heaven ring.
We don't have to sing with that. No, Billy, I believe that you know.
Keep going, Billy.
Have anything to prove,
bro?
No.
I don't have nothing to prove.
And
keep
you
going,
knowing
Billy.
it proves nothing. And this
right. Because we're talking up here about solutions.
Anyways, I was talking to Bruiser specifically. I was talking to Bruiser. I wasn't talking to Wayne.
When this shiny milk head ass
hey,
nigga
hey, Bruiser.
What? I need y'all both to
Jesus. Bruiser.
Why are we
like it didn't have to go
I know Jonathan is intelligent specifically because I've talked to you personally. Bruiser, I'm talking to you also because I know you have a level of
Here comes the validation, fellas.
If I need a peon, I'm gonna go to Lil Wayne over there. But Bruiser, for now, specifically, if we have the information,
the yellow peanut.
If we have the information,
why
Bruiser,
can't we have a group of people that can have an intelligent conversation without insult?
You're right, Kay. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Like,
you're right,
come on.
Thank you.
Okay, you're right, Kay. I got you. You're right, Kay. I got you.
Y'all don't have to agree.
Yeah, I said I got you. I rock with you. So, Bruiser, if everybody on this panel has the information, right, and we've had a lot of information for a long time, as you stated, what's preventing us from using it successfully?
I think people lack confidence. I think people fear. You know what I'm saying? They haven't seen it. They haven't seen example. And it also depends on your, where you came from geographically. I think in some places where you grow up at, if you're not able to witness it or see it, you don't have the confidence that you can accomplish these things.
So you saying we got the information, but we don't have the confidence, and that's why.
No, I'm talking to what's preventing an individual from reaching success. And what I'm talking to is I know that there's specific individuals, or I feel like there's specific individuals, depending on where you're at geographically, or you're coming up in your upbringing or whatever. If you don't see it, if you don't witness it, you may not have that. You don't have the confidence to feel like you can do it yourself.
You know that's cap. Bruiser. Listen, we live in a social media age, right? There is nothing that somebody wants that they don't go and get here in America. Literally, we've seen people literally make the sacrifice to go and buy a car that's $100,000 and they living in the hood and they parking it on the grass. You get done what you want to get done. People do what's their priority. If they want to go out here and bust down a bunch of chicks, they're going to find a coach. They're going to get a dating coach. They're going to do whatever it is that they got to do. People get done the things that's important to them. It don't have nothing to do with a lack of confidence. It don't have anything to do with not having any visibility. Bro, there is men, black men. I just did a whole show on Don Peoples, the black Donald Trump. The dude is worth over $1 billion. He's one of the biggest developers. He lives in New York. He develops in Atlanta. He's literally the blueprint. We have so many different people that is the blueprint. There's people that has come across. Black men came off and paid off the entire student loan and tuition for people that's then went to, historically black colleges, went and paid it off. Nobody cares about it. We'll go and follow Lil Baby. We'll make sure that we go and do all of the things that's worse for us. And then we blame it on the system or we blame it on somebody else when literally you have the choice. There's people that come from third world countries, come over here and be incredibly successful that look just like us. How is it possible that they can do that? Yet people that live here and have access for their entire life, the library is free.
So you're saying that there's literally, not one person.
I don't know not one kid
that you said there's no one person. There's not one person in this country that don't have access to resources.
Little kid, not one that went to a public school where they did not take a field trip to the library and understand the Dewey Decimal System, and in addition to that, get a library card. You don't even have to go to the library no more. You literally can go and check out free content from Google or the library itself. You sitting here telling me that the reason why people are not successful is because they don't have the confidence or visibility in the other people that is successful. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm saying that based on your geographic bring up, wherever you're located, in the hood, whatever country, you can't get to these resources.
Why is he talking? CK, this is the problem. Look, if you want us to have a conducive,
we were having a
no. I'm not talking to him. KK, listen. I apologize.
Like
Bruno and I is having a good conversation. Can you control your panelists, please?
So, Billy,
no. Hold on. Let me say this. Okay, I was patient. I didn't say anything. I apologize. He's still talking while we're having a conducive conversation. Can you control your panelists?
So my thing is, you know, it was out of pocket for a moment. I thought it was settled. Billy, don't come back in with the whole spewing of the BS word or whatever you just said. We don't need to do that. Let's just have a conversation. Anton was asking Bruiser something. Bruiser is going to respond. If you have something to say, you can go after that. But attacking a person, even though Anton did it to you first, I recognize that. But we got to get out of our feelings and let it go and try to move forward having a productive conversation. We just have a person and whatnot.
I'm on your side though, Billy.
Can I say something really quickly?
Billy, I get where you're coming from because Anton, you did start it. But my thing is, we got to stop though. It has to stop. Like, we're not just going to argue for the rest of the show. It has to stop at some point.
Go ahead, Bruiser.
Look, I just got I'm asking Kay's for Kay's permission. I have something to say. Kayla and Kay's permission. I just have one thing I wanted to just chime in here. This is what I'm talking about. Like, as Black people, we can disagree. You can make me mad. You can piss me off. And it's all about communication. And as Black men, y'all all are men. Y'all all are respected. Nobody got to demean nobody. Everybody can have a conversation. And like Anton said, we can go one at a time. And if Billy's upset, he want to say something, he can. And so everybody can talk. I don't think that we have to be disrespectful. And I think that's one of the things that we talked about as Black people, that we should be able to get into a heated debate and have a conversation. Like, no one should feel less than after having the conversation. So
yeah, without the name calling, because Billy, I get why you mad. I get why you feel the way you feel, because Anton,
all women would understand why he mad. They can relate to him.
Anton, you came in on some nonsense.
What the hell is that supposed to be?
It was a joke. It's a joke.
He's still doing the shit.
It's a joke. I'm trying to lighten the mood up. I'm trying to lighten the mood up.
Anton, you know.
Is that a bad joke? I'm sorry.
Read the room.
I'm sorry. It was a bad joke. I thought it was gonna lighten the mood up.
But anyways, I honestly think there's kids coming up in society that need someone to come talk to them and say, hey, look, you can do this. I think people need encouragement. And I think the people who have those positions, the investments that's going into those type of programs is well worth it, because there's people who benefit from it. And I think if they didn't have it, that would just be more lost people, more lost children in society.
Okay, Bruiser.
I think there's people need a push. I needed it when I came up. My parents wasn't trying to give it to me. I got out of. I graduated high school. You got to
hold your father accountable, not society.
But Anton, I have a question for you.
No, hold on. When did we absolve our parents from being responsible for the way that their sons and their daughters turned out?
I never
that ain't
did
got
that.
nothing to hold on. That ain't got nothing to do with nobody except for the people that raised you in your own household. That ain't society's fault. That ain't none of that. That means you go and talk to your father and say, why you ain't man up and give me what I need in order for me to be successful, because I didn't
get a house in a better neighborhood to give him a better life, and redlining prevented his parents from doing that. The system had nothing to do with that.
Kayla, you literally was on this network talking about how you made sure that you went back so that you can relate to what was going on in the hood. And you was raised in that type of environment. What are you talking about? You can't relate.
Hold on. I never said I went back anywhere.
This ain't even your fight.
I never said I went back anywhere. What I said was that in 2008, my family's business being in real estate and me going to school in 2009, that my family was going through a lot. And I decided, obviously, in college, have to support myself. I decided to work and figure it out on my own versus relying on them when they were trying to save the family business. That's what I said. I never said I went back anywhere because I've always made it completely clear that I come from the suburbs and I come from good family. But I have made that also clear that my family's like wealth came from real estate, and we all know what happened that time. So don't try to turn that around. I never said I went back to anything where I wanted to struggle. I said that during that time, I appreciate it because it motivated me to make sure I'm never in that position again. That's what I said.
It's not the children's. Listen, the children are the ones that pay for the sins of their father. Okay, I'm gonna just say this, and then I'm gonna let everybody else can do whatever they want to do. It's the children that pay for the sins of their father. The children did not ask to be here, and Kayla, as well as anybody, especially when we're talking about personal accountability and responsibility and what it is that you do on a daily basis, including discipline, that it is your responsibility to take care of whatever it is that you produce and you create. It's not the society's responsibility. It's not the system. You own it. You made that kid. It's your responsibility. It's nobody's fault the way it turned out except for you. That's it. It's nobody's responsibility. Nobody made you have a kid. Nobody made you shoot up the club. Nobody even made you have a kid while you was poor. That is your fault and your responsibility. If you want the whole shebang, because I'm going to be honest with you, we take credit when everything goes well. We want to be acknowledged as great parents. Yo, didn't I do for you and all of this other type of stuff. And so you got to take the responsibility in the same vein. When your kids is not what they supposed to be, that's your fault. Not society's fault. That's your fault. I'm responsible for my daughter, not nobody else.
So Anton, I'm not saying that people don't have personal
if you don't mind me asking,
for the choices.
When
I got it in a couple minutes, but go ahead.
Where and when did the sins of our father start?
Since, as far as I'm concerned,
as far as you're concerned,
it literally says it in the Bible. It says that the kids are the ones that pay the price for the sins of their father.
No, he said
that's not what I'm asking. In America, where did the sins of our descendants, our male descendants? I'm telling you that
it started.
Where did it start and what caused our sins? Because from my understanding, when we came out of slavery, the sins that we came with was put on us because of
every single race, culture, and nation have been enslaved at one point.
You're talking about the United States.
Really? And
yes, really.
And their free
listen.
Slavery.
No. Some form of slavery.
Specifically, think about America.
The answer you want to give to what I just asked.
Slavery has been in existence since the beginning of the time, and I want you to also hold your own people accountable for selling you into slavery for profit too.
That's inaccurate as well.
It's not inaccurate. We can add the context. No. We can add the context. We can add the context and we can deep dive, but your people, the people that look like you, yes, they did. They participated in your enslavement, and just because they weren't smart enough to profit the same way that the people that was on the receiving end did, does not mean that they should not be held responsible. I do gotta go. I appreciate y'all. Please don't run in the Victim Olympics.
This bullshit, Anton. This bullshit.
I love you too, Kayla. Do not stop. Listen, take y'all capes off. Don't be Sha'Carri Richardson. Do not run in the Victim Olympics because
I have never met somebody who
Anton, I know you're probably about to just leave, but we're gonna continue.
I have to go. I said I had to go within a couple minutes.
I know, but I'm just saying, don't think that we're like trying to talk behind your back because you just have to go. But we're gonna continue talking about this same thing and some of the points that you
basically says you're gonna talk behind your back.
I want to listen. Y'all talked about me in my face, so I can repeat it. Y'all said it to me in my face. I mean, we can agree to disagree. I still love y'all, but at the same time, I honestly believe that I'm right on this one. I think Kayla does too. When she goes to sleep and she wakes up in the morning, she don't say, Anton, you are.
Kayla does not.
Let me just say this before you go. I had that mentality when I was young, and I lacked culture and experience, right? Then I went out to the world and I traveled and I got to know other Black people and other people's situation outside of my own. So I don't have that closed view anymore that everyone has the same opportunities that I had.
Taylor, I have traveled outside of the country extensively also, including every single city within the United States and outside of the country. I've traveled to 4 different countries, Kayla.
I'm not saying that you go into the ocean air in 4 different countries.
No, Kayla, when I travel, I go to the hood. I don't be anybody that knows the way that I go. They know that I travel and I get involved in the culture. I don't catch cabs. I don't stay on resorts. I stay in the hood, Kayla.
You go straight to the hood. That's what you do when you go to these cities?
I do.
Anton, before you leave, Anton, I just have one question before you go.
Okay.
I know what you're saying about personal accountability. I get that. If someone has access and whatnot, you know, you don't have excuse, whatever. I get that in terms of personal accountability. But, oh, there we go. Oh, okay. So personal accountability, I understand to an extent what you're saying. But Anton, do you think that there are systemic issues that are currently happening because of race, i.e., healthcare, education, the justice system? Do you think there is anything unfair going on based on racial discrimination?
No.
Bye, Anton. Bye. You got to go.
Have a wonderful show.
Ain't no way.
Your best life.
Now y'all know that he is not else.
I don't know why y'all are surprised. We have a lot of people in our community that think like that.